Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Shalom! Welcome to Returning Home, the Aliyah Show. I am your host, Natalie Zapinski, speaking to you from my home in the southern Hebron Hills, Susia, during, I believe, the 6th day of Sukkot here in Israel. A beautiful holiday with everyone home now because of the corona rules, which are insisting we're all home. This is usually a time when people travel, families travel all over Israel, visiting relatives and doing day trips, loading up their cars and going out for the day with their children. So everyone here is a lot like us now. We never travel, so everyone's home. And in Susia, my yishuv, my community, it really just feels quite nice, very normal, very natural. We got a dog. A lot of people walk dogs, so now we're part of the dog community. And we're up now at 6 a.m. walking the dog. We got a Siberian Husky, okay, 10-month-old. He's like as big as me, this dog. And that's one kind of, I guess, way of handling this time. Everyone's home. So we did find that dog, we knew a dog that needed a home. An owner was looking for a home. This dog had been passed around from house to house. And for whatever reasons, people couldn't keep him. So we said, we'll take him. We have all our kids home now. So that's good. Something good has come out of this pandemic. We got a dog. The kids were talking about a dog for years. We never thought it would happen. My husband's a runner. Now he has a dog to run with. Now when I go out, I don't have to take my gun. I have a dog. So that's kind of fun. And we're getting used to that. But life here is real quiet now. The roads are active. I get my alerts because I'm involved with Hatzalah Yudav Shomron, the Rescuers Without Borders. A lot of Arab violence on the roads, so it's really good to stay off the roads if you don't have to be going anywhere, and I'm glad we're not traveling. Molotov cocktails are being thrown, rock throwing, about 4 to 5 incidents a day on the road between Gush Etzion and Hebron, up in the Shomron. Stuff is going on. It's not great. I thought things would be quieting down with peace in these Arab nations, but here in Israel, things really are not quieting down, unfortunately. If you want to know the truth. All right, so we will be back with our guests shortly. Please stay tuned. We have 3 different olim you're going to meet. We'll be right back.
Israel is located in one of the most volatile areas in the world. Israel is an island of stability in a sea of war and unrest. In the midst of this turmoil, Israel stands out as a beacon of order and human progress. Each week we update you on what's happening in this, the Jewish state, a true light unto the nations. This is Jay Shapiro. Join me every Thursday on Israel News Talk Radio.
Welcome back to Returning Home. I'm your host, Natalie Sapinski, and we're speaking with our first guest today, a couple, a newly arrived Oleg couple, husband and wife, Rabbi Gershon Vogel and his wife, Chaya. I understand they've been here for 3 weeks. They came from Madison, Wisconsin, and they actually moved to Tzfat. This is the first couple I've ever met. Both things are unusual, that they've come from Wisconsin and that they live in Tzfat. Welcome, Rabbi Vogel and Chaya.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We're happy to be here.
I'm very excited to talk to you and for our listeners to meet such unusual people. You definitely are, not following the pattern of New York or Florida. So I think we lost somebody. Did we lose someone? Oh, no. We did. Okay, so we lost them. Do you think we can get them back? I think we're trying to get them back. So I just, told you what I do know about this couple. They're older. I understand they're in their 50s. And They came to Israel on their own, but they have 2 married children here and like 12 children in the States. And I don't know how they found Tzfat or who led them to Tzfat, but they're on my group called Partners in Aliyah, which is a really great resource for any of you looking to move to Israel. You can hear this banging outside my window. Somebody's working out here. I can't believe it. But we'll just continue anyway. I understand they're back on the air. Are you back with us, Gershon and Chaya?
We're here.
Okay, great. So let's get to it. Tell us your story. Tell us why a rabbi from Wisconsin moved to Israel. What can you tell us about your background a little bit? Maybe tell us.
So, basically, I've been in Judaic. I've been a Judaic teacher for over 25 years, and then I went into Kiruv outreach on campus in Madison, Wisconsin for the past 4 years. And then because of the virus, we lost our positions in Madison, and we started looking, and all over, anywhere in the States, especially where our children were, to be near our children and our grandchildren. And we weren't finding anything that really spoke to us or really was our essence. And our dream was always to be in Israel since way before we met, going back in the 80s. We both, unbeknownst to each other, wanted to be only in Israel. And for whatever circumstances, we couldn't. And then we decided that was it. We just want to go, and that's it. We'll do everything we can.
Slow down. It sounds very romantic, but you've never had you been to Israel, either of you?
Yes.
Yes.
We've been many times. Thank God.
He was in yeshiva, and I was in seminary. My parents made Aliyah when I was 4 till 6. They were very idealistic, though they were not religious. Unfortunately, they came back 2 years later, and I tell you, it's always been in me. For some reason, I was just drawn, saw the Israelis around in L.A. and everywhere. And so somehow I kept my Hebrew going.
Good for you. That's amazing.
Nuts.
Okay, so you're not coming, from nothing.
Nah.
Right. No.
We've been wanting this. No one was surprised when they heard. No one was surprised, actually, when they heard it was Tzfat either, even though I was surprised.
So I am, too. I am, because I don't know much about it. It's not exactly one of the hot Anglo landing spots. So can you tell us a little bit how you got there, why you got there, how that happened?
So that was really interesting because we did be doed by very wonderful people, the Adlers in Efrat. And
we do it as Hebrew, so we're talking quarantine people. When you come to Israel, you have to 2 weeks in quarantine. Right, a closed room.
We had a place because the government was lovely, and they offered a hotel with meals, but I got a special diet, and also we couldn't imagine staying indoors and possibly not having any kind of a porch. So this was a lovely porch with a lovely view. And then from there we went to Migdal Emek to our family, thinking we might just settle. But we weren't feeling it. It's not like we loved every part of Israel. We got up, we loved it, but something wasn't talking to us. So we both, literally last week, we looked at each other and said, this is not our place. I know it. And we prayed. We had a good Yom Kippur, and we literally said, could you please tell us where we're supposed to be? So we both decided we love mountains. We want to be on a mountain. And we looked at all the Moshavim, because I really see myself as a Moshav person. I want green. I want trees and stuff. But, it just wasn't really working out. Either there weren't places to stay, whatever. It was very clear to us when someone mentioned, what about Tzfat? It was like, wait. What about Tzfat? Well, I don't know. I mean, isn't that what you're saying?
Okay, so let's back up a minute. First of all, Migdal Emek. Where's Migdal Emek?
Up north. It's right.
We're about 45 minutes south of Bavaria.
Oh, so it is up north. Okay.
It is up north. Not far from.
It's not. It's the lower north. It's the spot where we are now. It's the higher north.
All right. So it's not the Jordan Valley. It's not like near Kibbutz Shluchot. It's not there.
No. It's right near Nazareth.
near Nazareth, right, near Tivon.
Not Tzrit, we said. Right? That's right. Okay, we said it. So, not so far from this kibbutz that people go to, Lavi.
No, La Vie is up north more.
So you were south. Okay, look, it's far. It's far from here. But you were in Efrat at the Adlers. I know, Rivka, that's very nice. Then you went up there. You have family there. And you telling me, okay, so you didn't go so far. Spot's not so far.
No, we wanted to stay in the Galil. We love this area.
Okay. So tell me how that happened. You don't just hear, oh, what about Spot? Okay, we're going to Spot. You know?
No, it's a crazy story. So basically, so this is when we both decided, you know what, let's think about Spot. It's Wednesday. I'm looking at the want ads, Yad Shtayim, it's the want ads. And I'm looking for places to see, like, does it work with me? Am I going to get something big for what we can pay? And so we actually found some things outside of the old city. The old city was more expensive. Even, we decided the next day we're going to come and look. We came out, we went to a few places, and it was nothing like the pictures. And we were like, okay, whatever. Then we meet this agent, and she was showing us things that weren't exactly for us. And then suddenly there was another agent who opened the door to one of the places that was not for us. And she said, I have a couple places. So we went with her. And just like we met her, just like that, we walked into this place in the old city, affordable, lovely, clean. I mean, the whole place is clean. Everybody's friendly. It was just amazing. We just looked at each other. And the second we walked in, we didn't even see the apartment yet. Somebody screams my husband's name, Gershon! Sounds like an Israeli. He was like, what the heck? Who are you? What? And it turns out to be an old friend that stayed by us when he was in America, when he was selling his art goods. And he lives in the building. I said, oh, that's a good sign.
Right.
We get inside. Adorable apartment. Everything's nice. We decided, okay, it sounds good. That was Thursday. We took
last week
Thursday. By Sunday, we were in already. Okay, anybody who knows Israel, it doesn't usually take this quick, but you know what? It was amazing.
I just feel that there's, especially there's divine providence everywhere, and more so if you're Jewish, and especially when you're, cognizant about it, but much, much more when you're in Israel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just feel he was guiding every second. Next morning, he after prayer, crazy. He just decides. He tells me. Another person he finds out that we know very well, close people live right in our building. So we had a lot of these kind of things, and we saw, okay, yeah, we're here, and this is our place.
So this is pretty amazing, and it sounds very easy. You sound like these young 20s with no luggage. I don't hear anything about a shipment. I don't hear anything about real estate contracts. Did any of this play into it at all? Do you have a shipment coming?
But we do have a shipment coming. We were living in an apartment, and we didn't think we didn't have to sell a house. We're living in an apartment, and right now we hope to be able to buy something in maybe even the apartment that we're in. But right now we're renting.
Okay, that's not what I meant. I meant you have a shipment coming. So do you have room for things?
Oh yeah.
Nice 3-bedroom and mama. It's like a 4-bedroom. Nice living dining room combination. Very
full bath, one master bath, and
Awesome.
All right, so we're getting toward. We're only 2 minutes left, so I just want to ask you a question, and maybe you can tell our listeners, because you did. It sounds like it's such a very easy aliyah. What advice do you have to other people like you? You guys are empty nesters, okay? You told me your children were in your 20s. What advice do you have for other people like you who are maybe on the fence about making aliyah?
Okay, first of all, they need to just stop thinking that things are harder over here and stop worrying about bureaucracy, because let me tell you, what I found, and I was told it by everybody, I found the Israeli people to be the most helpful, loving people. Yes, if you give them attitude, they might give you attitude back. But if you, as we say, kamayim al panim, just like you, what you give is what you get. And honestly, these people are the most giving, wonderful. They don't stop. It keeps happening. And it doesn't matter, Jew, Arab. The Arab worker was thank Hashem. It's a very together place. and you got to just got to get on the plane, get over here.
That's right. That's what I want them to hear. Stop waiting and stop worrying and stop planning It's not trying to dot every I and cross every T, because things do happen here on the ground. That's what it sounds like happened to you. Things happen on the ground.
Yeah, we didn't have a job. We didn't have things lined up.
All right, we got to go. Thank you, both of you, so much, Rabbi Vogel and Chaya. Good luck. B'hatzlacha.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
The Tamar Yona Show.
Tamar? She's sassy.
She's smart.
She's funny.
But she's also a real Jewish mother.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tamar Yona. And yes, I can be all of those things. But at Israel News Talk Radio, I'm here to bring you the news stories and guests that you may not hear anywhere else. Join me live on air Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays for the most unique and bold talk radio in Israel.
The Tamar Yona Show.
Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Did you know this psalm and many others were composed by a Jewish shepherd and musician who later became a king? Would you like to know some of the inner meanings of psalms to help you connect with God and strengthen your soul? An exciting and easy-to-read book is now available which will help you do just that. Software for the Soul, Psalms for Everyone, available on Kindle, Audible, and Amazon.com. Software for the Soul.
Modesty at the beach? It isn't just about body image, it's about feeling good. Modest swimsuits, so we don't get burned by the sun.
So we won't get ogled by strangers.
So we'll feel free to express ourselves without the need to expose ourselves.
Let Marcy Modest help you to cover up what you want, how you want.
Made in Israel. Visit marcymodest.com. That's MARSEA modest.com.
And get a 10% discount on your first purchase.
Welcome back to Returning Home. I'm your host, Natalie Sapinski. Next up is a friend of mine who lives in Har Hebron, not too far from me, in Chabad Ma'on. His name is Jonathan Gabay. Jonathan, thank you for joining us.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great. Just a quick introduction. I know Jonathan because I'm friends with his wife. They moved here, I think, 10 years ago, something like that, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to let you tell your story. As far as I know, you're originally from Texas, and why don't you just take it away? Because this part of our program is showing our listeners an Oleh story that has become a success. I understand you have a ranch in your backyard. You raise cattle. Amazing. So just take us, a little bit how you got to Israel and ended up with the life you have today.
So, basically it came to Israel in 2000, basically, about plus around 20 years ago, after high school.
How old are you? Okay, right after high school. Okay.
Yeah, right after high school, and came to Israel for a year program, just to learn in an yeshiva. And after I finished the year, I went back, and my dad saw that I had a lot of success. I was doing good in yeshiva. The next year, he sent me back to Israel for a one-way ticket. It says, going back to Israel, go start in the program that I was in, to have a rabbinical program, and go start the rabbinical program and become a rabbi. And part of the program, the training program that I did when I came back to Israel in 2001, more or less, was, also to be a ritual slaughter, shochet, mohel, circumcisions, and just anything else that a community rabbi would need. And I ended up loving Israel and decided to stay. And I worked this. Go ahead.
Jonathan, did your dad send you on a one-way ticket, like get out of here, or or something else? Because it sounds.
It wasn't because he was upset at me or anything. It was just because he saw that I had a future, and he himself left. He himself is from Iran. He's not from the States, and he left Iran because of all the turmoil that was going on, 70s and stuff, even before then, and and a lot of his family, when they left, they went to Israel. And he always wanted to come to Israel, and he saw an opportunity for me to have maybe what he didn't have himself.
Okay.
And his father also was a rabbi, one of the rabbis in the city where he was from. So he said, he saw me on the same path, and he said, he strengthened me.
All right.
And he went.
Beautiful. All right. So go on.
And, you know, part of my, as I mentioned, part of my rabbinical program was becoming a slaughterer. And growing up in Texas and having meat and everything just at hand basically all the time, the meat that I found in this country wasn't the best quality. So with time, I would go to different farms around the country and find a nice cow or a nice lamb and bring it home for the holidays. And with time, I turned it into to a business, is what I have today.
Right.
Where we raise our own cattle, get best quality as possible with kashrut-wise and, you know, humane reasons as well, without stress and hormones and all that other farmers do. And, you know, in a nutshell, basically I came to Israel, learned in yeshiva, and now, you know, I have my own little business where we slaughter our own meat and we sell it from farm to table.
Right. So that's amazing. And what is the method of getting this meat around to the different people in Israel? Are you driving it in a truck? What are you doing?
Yeah, just deliveries, just like, you know, any other place would do. Yeah.
Okay. So people like order online, I want a prime rib on Friday night?
Correct. You can give me a call, see what we have in stock, and, you know, you deliver it to you. Depends on when the order comes in, of course. But yeah, you know, on average between a week and 2 weeks till the supply gets to your house.
Okay, that's fantastic. But what's it like? Because I've been to your house, and ladies and gentlemen listening to the program, I've been to Jonathan's house, and he lives in a small settlement, 10 minutes from me in the woods. It's called Chavad Ma'on. And I don't know, 20 people live there maybe. And you have what do you have? 5 cows in your backyard in a fence? Do you have anyone else working with you? I know you have a big freezer and some kind of shed.
So we have a normal butcher shop, just like any other butcher shop would have. We have the cattle slightly under our house. Right now we have about maybe 15, 16 cows.
Okay.
You know, we're always growing and a lot of the help that we have is that if I need help, then I'll bring an outside help. But a lot of times, Baruch Hashem, my kids are old enough where they give a lot of extra help on the farm, taking care of the cows by feeding them. You know, when we have to clean the pens, you know, just any normal day in farm work that needs to be done.
Uh-huh. So you have the freedom where you live to be able to do something like that. Not every place is like that. You have a very special, unique little village.
It's a very unique, I would say, homestead. It's very unique.
Sure, people call it the farm.
Yeah.
You know, right in the middle of that place is a herd of goats, I think. Yeah, there's a goat farm right in the middle.
Yeah, one of my neighbors, he's got about 500-600 head of lamb also.
Right. It's a very beautiful place, very natural. Anyone coming to Israel and wants to spend a day out here south of Hebron, I'll come take you, and I'll take you to Jonathan's farm. I've taken people in the past. Because really what it is behind a yishuv. It's in a pine forest, and it's very hidden is what it is. It's like this hidden little life. And actually the life down here, and you can agree with me or not, but I think this is totally true. Down here in Susia, people ask me all the time, how did you find it? And I found it by accident. How did you find Chavad Ma'on?
Well, I tell people I lost, I ran out of gas on the road. But
it's so funny down here. It's the life here is very slow, and you're right. I mean, and everybody kind of knows everyone else, but you are really, off the derech. You're behind a yishuv. It's so funny when you go to his neighborhood. You're inside one yishuv. You just keep going down the road, and all of a sudden you go up the hill, and you're in a different one.
Yeah, it's a different atmosphere, different energy, beautiful energy that just comes off the land here. And thank God we're very blessed. It's a very quiet, peaceful area, and living in a forest and and being hidden in a way as well, it just produces these wonderful energies. So yeah, anyone that is in the area want to come visit, we're always welcome to have people. We have groups here and there that they let us know before, and we can set up a nice meal.
Yeah, is there a restaurant in Chavad Ma'on today?
There is one of the neighbors got a small little beef restaurant where he smokes meat and barbecues stuff here and there.
Right.
And we do ourselves small groups.
Okay, so that's good to know. So Jonathan's website, if you want to get in touch with him, is www.orderkoshermeat.com, just like it sounds. Am I right? That's right.
Correct.
Orderkoshermeat.com, and that's Jonathan, and that's his farm, and that's his meat, and only in Israel, though. Okay, only in Israel. I don't think you're sending it FedEx, right?
No. Why do we need to leave Israel? Everyone should be in Israel.
That's right. So if
everyone needs to come back home.
Come here. It's totally worth it to come down here. All of you listening. So many people go to Hebron. I just gotta say, you used to live in Kiryat Arba, okay? Jonathan and Maya, before they moved here, they lived in Kiryat Arba, right? How long were you there?
Correct.
A couple of years?
Maybe 4 years.
And
we were building. Majority of the time we were building a house here, we lived there.
You knew. So I just got to say this, and you can agree with me and put in your 2 cents, but so many tourists and so many people come to Hebron. They spend the day, 5 hours walking from the different Jewish neighborhoods. There are about four Jewish neighborhoods there. They go to the Ma'ara, the birth, where Avram and Sarah are buried, the tomb of the patriarchs. And then they leave. They take an armored bus. They run up the steps, and they run down, and they run in the bus, and they leave. And they never come down here. We're 20 minutes south. They never keep going on that bus. It kills me. And when people say, oh, you live in Hebron, I'm like, no. Southern Hebron Hills is nothing like Hebron. It is open here. It is open. These are open neighborhoods. Not so different from the way I grew up in Wilmington, Delaware, in a suburban, open neighborhood. And we had a farm in the middle and an orchard in my neighborhood. It's beautiful down here. Where Jonathan lives is amazing, okay? It's all shady. It's very bohemian. There's a dancer up there. People have farms. These are healthy.
You walk out of the forest. We're on the edge. We're basically on the Judean hills, on the edge of the Judean deserts. We're on that border. So you walk out literally 2 minutes away from the forest. You're already in the desert. You see the whole desert in front of you, the Judean desert.
Yeah, the air. Just tell them how the air is so crisp here, and at night.
And my father-in-law would always say it's like champagne. It's just beautiful and clean and cold. It's because we're 850 meters up, so we always have nice, beautiful air here.
Yeah, the wine does well here. Everyone's growing grapes here.
We have a neighbor also's got a vineyard.
Yeah,
top class. Very good wine that comes out from the area.
I mean, agree with me, right? This is the best place in Israel. This is the best.
We have a lot of tour groups that do end up coming here to the farm, or the tour guides that I've throughout the years have been in contact with, is that a lot of the people that come to them, they've already been anywhere else in Israel that people would go to the Elat, the Dead Sea, the Machpelah, and they want to take the tours on a newer place, a newer attraction. So then they end up coming to us here on the farm as well.
Right. We've got to cut you off, Jonathan. Thank you for joining us. All who are interested, please contact me. I'll put you in touch with Jonathan. And whenever you're coming to Israel, you're coming down to meet him or coming down to see us. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back.
In a time where feelings have become fact, where rational thought and common sense has disappeared, one man stands above it all.
I'm Howie Sobiker, your political hitman.
Political Hitman airs every Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. North American time, 7 a.m. Israeli time, only on Israel News Talk Radio.
Are you interested in transforming your life, drawing closer to the Creator, and uncovering the deeper meanings and hidden treasures in the Hebrew Bible?
Then join me, Rav Yitzhak Michelson,
and me, William Hall,
on the Science of Kabbalah, where we are seeking to narrow the gap between what we understand of our physical and spiritual worlds So make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Israel time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Israel News Talk Radio.
Welcome back to Returning Home. That was amazing. I'm so glad Jonathan got to join us. He usually has some issue with noise, I guess because he's with cows all day. So that was very, very great. Really, really happy he did that. Our guest now is Ilana Singer. She is a real estate agent, lives in Efrat, has been there for a number of years, is an olim, I think from New Jersey. She'll tell us a little bit more, but I want her to be able to share with our listeners some of the best places to move to upon arriving. Ilana, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's
This
a
is
true
really
pleasure to speak to you about my passion, which is helping people make Aliyah.
Oh, good, good. Tell us about your story. Where did you come from, and how and when did you get here?
So my husband and I, we both grew up in Zionist families. He grew up in Brooklyn. I grew up in Muncie. As a married couple with a family, we lived in Muncie, and we made Aliyah from there in August of 2003 with our 4 children.
Okay. Were they young at the time, the children?
So our oldest was 17, and she had just graduated from high school, and she was coming here anyway for her gap year. Our son was almost 15, and he was entering 10th grade. We have another daughter who is turning 13, and she was entering 8th grade, which, of course, is always a difficult time to come. And our youngest son actually had his 5th birthday on our Aliyah flight to Israel. And he was entering kindergarten, or as we like to call it here, Gan Chova. And he was very entertained by the pilots and the airline hostesses who kept coming every hour with little gifts for him for his birthday. It was very cute.
Only LL, right? That's amazing.
For sure.
So all of you listening, Ilana is a prime example. You do not have to come with babies. You can come with teenagers, and you can make it. I mean, Ilana's still here, and she'll tell us how her children have grown up here. And, you know, it's very important that people know, happy mommy, happy baby, right?
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And thank God all my kids are still living here. The older 3 are married. We have 8 grandchildren, Baruch Hashem. Our youngest one is just finished with the Army, and he's in his last year of the Hesder Yeshiva program, and then hopefully we'll go on to university next year.
Amazing.
So
wow.
They're all, thank God, they're all thriving, all have jobs, all doing well in their professions, and everyone happy.
Wow. Great. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they came and they were in school, the first thing I said to the kids was, whatever classes you feel you need help in, because, you know, their Hebrew wasn't good coming from America. And I said, whatever class you need help in, we'll just get you tutors. And they would tell me what they needed help in, and we got tutors for them. And they all really blossomed and excelled, and their Hebrew is all good. And, you know, it all worked out really, really well. Thank God.
Yeah, so you live in Efrat, which probably was also very helpful because there are a lot of Americans there, probably not so different from them.
Right. So Efrat is a wonderful place for olim. And I always say that Efrat, it's a very soft landing for olim. We have literally thousands of olim moving here over the years. Our municipality has its own Aliyah coordinator who helps olim with all their questions and needs. Our schools are used to having olim, so they provide extra services for them. And there are so many English speakers that it's easy for adults and children to make friends in their community, which I think is really the most important for a successful Aliyah, especially if the kids are happy, that the parents are happy.
Yes.
And I think that when it comes to school, like I said to the kids, and the principals, when my husband and I met with the schools before we made Aliyah, the principals of the schools, they each said to us, we don't care how your children excel or don't excel or perform in school. The first year is a wash. The most important thing to us is for them to have friends and to become involved with, school activities and friends. Because once they have friends, the Hebrew will come, the learning will come. So there wasn't ever that pressure that, they didn't know Hebrew and it was so difficult for them. Yeah, it was a little hard for them, but we got them the help that they needed, and it was fine. But socially, I remember my daughter, who was 12 years old at the time, came home from school the first day, and she said, Mommy, I was the only child who really didn't want to make Aliyah right then because she was going into 8th grade and wanted to graduate with her class. And she said, I'm the happiest. Why? Because their friends just welcomed them and all the kids into their circle. So they all had friends right from the get-go, and they had a much easier time because of it. And it was easier for us as parents because they were happy and we were happy.
Right.
So that was nice.
It's very important to have the right expectations almost, like it's different. It's a move, so don't expect them to be like top of the class. More important that they have friends. I agree 100%. I've always said that.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Great.
And I service potential olim all the time. In fact, I have quite a few clients from abroad who at this time don't even have plans to make Aliyah, but they're all buying apartments and houses now so that when they decide to come on Aliyah, they already have a home. And
that
one's able
didn't know that.
Sorry?
Wow. I didn't know that happens. That's amazing, even now.
Yeah, especially now, and especially now since no one's able to travel because of COVID. I have a conversation, exchange emails, WhatsApps with clients to see exactly what they're looking for. I send them pictures, videos. I even take them on virtual tours of the homes they're interested in. And I've even given clients a video tour of the community because I have clients who have, for instance, never been to Efrat. And they suddenly want to buy in Efrat because they heard it's, what a wonderful community it is. And they've never been. And so he said, can you take me on a tour? And I said, sure, my pleasure. And so that's how many people in the past 7 months have been buying properties in Efrat. And not just Efrat, it's like this all over Israel. I've been speaking to agents all over. They all have the same things going on where clients from Europe, from America, from Brazil, from all over, they all want to know that they have a home to go to, even if they're not coming right now.
Okay. Interesting.
And most of these people, until they arrive, they'll rent out their house or their apartment so that they're making money on their investment. And if people want to do that, I'm happy to help them out with renting out their property as well until they get
there. Good. I was going to say, so you can do it all. You're like the one place. That's really good to know because that is a huge concern. I mean, it's easier and faster for them to buy a home here than to come here.
Right. And it's really not that difficult, with the virtual tours and the videos and pictures and everything. And they need to I would help them if they need with lawyers and mortgage brokers and engineers, whatever they need, I would help them with. They need to,
so that's great.
I'm full service.
Okay, so that's very good. What is the most common mistake people are making these days when choosing a new home in this situation, not being here?
I don't really find that people make mistakes. There are a few, maybe a few misconceptions.
Okay, like what? Okay, so let's skip that. Let's skip that. Let me just get to some basics here because I know people want to know some of these things and they just don't have the guts to ask. Prices. I've heard this, and probably other people heard. Oh, Efrat is for rich people. Hashmonaim, you have to be a millionaire. What are the prices of an apartment? You can buy an apartment in Israel, right? I mean, what are we looking at? What are we talking?
Okay, so it really, really depends on the size of the apartment, how many rooms, the square meterage of the apartment, and most important, what community it's in. They range, I can't even say how much is an apartment here, how much is an apartment there. Let's say a 5-bedroom apartment on the Tamar in the Efrat right now is going for 5,200 shekel a month.
Okay.
A 7-bedroom house is, I just rented out for 7,000 shekel a month.
Okay.
And
that's good. That helps. So people I want them to hear that you can rent a house, you can rent an apartment, and some of these apartments are as big as a house.
Right. There are all kinds. People rent out their houses. People rent out apartments, and the same thing with purchases. There are all different prices in all different communities, even within Efrat. There's some parts of Efrat that are more expensive than other parts of Efrat.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it really depends what they're interested in.
Okay.
And I would have that conversation with them, asking them what they're looking for exactly.
So that's very good.
To find them what they're looking for.
Very good. We just got off the phone. Our first interview was with an older couple, empty nesters. They actually ended up going to Tzfat.
Uh-huh.
But there are some of these communities with families. I always think of Efrat as a community of families, but today Efrat's a city, and empty nesters would be fine in Efrat.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And you would know the neighborhood
for empty nesters in Efrat.
Yeah.
And when it comes to seniors, we have a senior center where a lot of the seniors go to with activities and lectures, where the municipality has in its plans to build a whole senior community, senior housing for them, so that grandparents can be near the children and grandchildren.
Oh, that's wonderful. I hope that happens. Because it's really a big city.
What I wanted to add,
we have 1 minute, so say what you got to say quickly.
Okay. Well, I wanted to just say that many landlords require different types of financial guarantees to secure rentals, including checks given in advance the whole year, security deposit, promissory notes, and possibly guarantors. So there's a lot going on, and anyone is welcome to email me, WhatsApp me, contact me for any kinds of questions they have, and I'm happy to answer them and help them find their home in Israel. I work all over the country. I work with brokers all over the country, so I have found clients' homes in Jerusalem, remote.
Okay, we're done. Alana, thank you. I'm going to put your information on the summary. That's Alana Singer, Alana@AlanaRealty.com. Thank you so much.
Where can you get the inside news on Israel? At Israel News Talk Radio, we're dedicated to sharing Israel's inside story with the world by providing our listeners with news on Israeli politics, current affairs, and Israeli Jewish culture. The Israel News Talk Radio homepage also provides you, the listener, with useful information at your fingertips, with scrolling news headlines, weather, currency exchange, Shabbat candlelighting times, and so much more. Our radio programming is always accessible and on demand. We operate absolutely free of charge for everyone, everywhere. If you love what we do, partner with us now by becoming an Israel News Talk Radio supporter. With your support, you'll be inscribed on our Israel News Talk Radio Wall of Fame. There's nothing like us in the world. Be part of something great. Israel News Talk Radio. Straight talk from Israel.
Howdy, this is Rita from League City, Texas, now living in Israel. And though my heart may have belonged to Texas, it now belongs to Israel and all the fantastic show hosts at Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Michael Solomon from Kiryat Arba, Israel. And why do I love listening to Israel News Talk Radio? Because I love listening to the interesting interviews they do and their news reporting that most other media sources don't cover.
Hey, this is Nicoleko from Malmö, Sweden. It gets pretty cold here in Sweden, so I love cuddling up with a warm cup of tea while I listen to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Frank Morris from Tennessee. Me and my dog Buster really love listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.